Right, so we're there. Yep, it's working. Right, so that's an 150, and this time we're going to have a look at this. It's the 100 best PlayStation games of all time, according to IGN. So this is going to be very debatable, I'm guessing. Yeah, no one's interested in the VR stuff. No, these are top 100 games ever made on the PlayStation in 30 years, by the way, somehow. We're going from about 6 or 7 consoles here. I have it that it's probably not going to be that. So what games do you close your eyes with? PlayStation. These days, disappointing games that just think that want to be movies. Years ago, good games. There's yeah. Whatever. We had to include a fair from multi-platform classics. We'll see that they've already cheated. I mean, you couldn't even find 100 PlayStation-only games in a span of 30 plus years. That's pretty bad and lazy, guys. So, yay. Has to have a PlayStation banger at the top of his box. So he has to be game published on PlayStation. Why don't you just say that? Right, let's go with that. 100, Ape Escape. How is Ape Escape only 100? Wasn't this like the first game to have analog controls on the console? I think that alone should make this higher than number 100. So already we're getting into dodgy territory. Yep. Escape was popping for Spawn sequels. Oh yeah, but it's made an Astro Bot. But yeah, here's the thing: he hasn't had a real game in a long time, has it? Yeah. So what's that? Crash Team Racing. Okay. Well, if you want a racing game for your PlayStation, yeah, it's one of the most well-known ones, isn't it? I give it that. Oh yeah, you notice I've got a list of games played, games haven't played. So far, this is not. It'll be just funny to see how many of these games I've actually played. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with Crash Team Racing as a game. I see why this is on this list. I mean, it was originally a PlayStation game, only game, so I have no problem with this being on there. Spyro 2. See, that's funny. The Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, but then it's the Spyro's Gateway to Glimmer. That's the European name. That's the US name. I have no clue why they had different names. Just obviously the other way around. I don't know. It's one way around. You know, I've never actually played any of the platform Spyro games. Yeah, again, never say it's nothing against them. I perfectly see why this is actually in this thing. It deserves to be in this thing, in my opinion. Yep, no problem with Spyro. I think these two are way too low, though. Tearaway. That's a game I have, but I've never played. It's interesting. They call it a Vita game, but technically not just a Vita game. It was also remade on the PS4. This is the game I have, but never played. It actually looks really interesting. Yeah, again, nothing against this game. It's just, unfortunately, it got released. Both times it got released, it got completely destroyed in sales by other popular games at the same time, if I remember rightly. In other words, it's probably a good game, and I don't know if 97 is too low, but at least I'm glad it's on here because it deserves to be on here. Deathloop. I don't really know if this is multi-platform, so why is this here already? 4 rings in, we're already multi-platform. This was not a PlayStation. It's a PlayStation timed exclusive. I'm sorry, but it doesn't count as a timed exclusive. I mean, why was it slow? It was only available for like a year. Yeah, so what? It's only a year, big deal. I don't know. It's not my kind of game. Jax 2. That's interesting to pick Jax 2. I thought to pick 1, but Jax 2 the one that a lot of people were a bit funny over because they changed the mechanics and tone of the game quite a lot compared to the original. I thought Jax 1 would have been there, not 2 or 3, but no, they picked 2 for some reason. Yeah, again, not really a bad game as such. The problem has been a Loco Roco. Yeah, this definitely deserves to be in here, and they don't do enough of this series. Gabum dum dum jumba and all that stuff it says. Yeah, it's a quality saves on the PSP. I'm glad there's some PSP games in here. It's not just gonna be a console. Great game series. Way too low though, so Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. They're not going to be lazy and put multiple of the same saves on this list, are they? Because that's going to be kind of weak. So it's interesting that they put the newest version on there. You think pick one of the older ones, but I don't make these lists, so anyway, we've got the first game played on this list as Loco Roco, so we can change the text. Ratchet and Clank Lumines. Was this actually originally a PSP game? I know this has a PSP version, but I always thought this game was multi-platform. I've played it, it's alright. Siphon Filler. See, this makes sense why this is on this list. This is an important game for PlayStation, more of America, but yeah, this game was nothing like Metal Gear Solid. Why even mention this game? Yeah, you can sneak in it. I think that's the only thing. I remember the difference in this and Metal Gear Solid. There was a lot more running around shooting things in this, to my knowledge, in this series. Oh yeah, I remember the taser, you could shoot people and set them on fire. That was at least funny. Yeah, the taser game, that's what I remember this for. Like, Eidetic. Yeah, it's a very funny name, isn't it? It's not a game I play, it's a game I watch people play though. So, yeah. Ni no Kuni the White Witch, not a PlayStation exclusive, is it? It's on multiple platforms. I mean, yes, it was originally only on PlayStation, but it's not anymore. It's been for a very long time, and so it's a nice looking game. I give it that. Kind of surprised it's on here though. I mean, it's not something I would have picked, but and I picked the first game, not the sequel. So yeah, that's something I guess. Pro Evolution Soccer 6. It's just a football game. There's loads of these games, they're all the same. I mean, I guess they had to put a sports game on there. And yeah, these games technically at the time was liked more than the FIFAs, so it was correct there. I remember that there. Not something I would care about, because I don't care about men kicking balls, but whatever. I mean, Pat upon 3. Why Pat upon 3 of all things? Not the first, but the third. It's kind of an odd choice. See, I could put this game played list, but I never played Pat upon 3, I only played 1, so I can't list it. So yeah, this game was alright. The series was alright. I was terrible at it. And then like an unofficial sequel coming out soon, which is also bizarrely coming out, pardon me, on PlayStation, which is kind of strange, but when it's not an official game in the series, but it's a game clearly based off it. Weird, but yeah. Oh, see, I'm surprised this isn't number 1, knowing Sony's obsession with this game. I mean, how many times have they remade this game? I don't know why they've remade this game so many times. I mean, what, 2017, yeah, it's been remade like twice in that time period. And there's a Lego version, because, you know, the kids are really into this, I guess. I don't think they are. I really don't know what to say about this, to be fair. It's a weird one, isn't it? I'm surprised it's that low on the list like this. Doom Eternal. Okay, I'm going to put that. This should not be on this list because Doom is not a PlayStation game at all. It should not even be listed. We can put that on. That should not be on the list because Doom's a multi-platform game, also a PC game, and it's not a bad game. But when I think Doom, I'm never going to think PlayStation, because if I'd put PlayStation with Doom, it didn't get a Doom game until like under 10 years ago. No PS2 Doom games, were there? No, there weren't. All right. So no, it's not a PlayStation thing, so it shouldn't even be listed. Also, you see FPS and it says shooter, make your mind up, call it an FPS. That it says tricky. Was that a I don't know if that was an exclusive or not. It's an alright game for the kind of games. They're not the games I kind of play much, but yeah. I'm not much else to say about that one. Tetris Effect. I actually did play this, but I played it on PC. And also, same time, not a PlayStation exclusive. There's nothing special. There's nothing about it that screams PlayStation at all. Just because you can play it with VR headset doesn't really. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in. It should not be here because you can put any old Tetris in the game. If you're gonna I'd put Tetris Plus in. Maybe not me, but yeah. Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, yes, no, for a long time this was a PlayStation exclusive. I know it's not. I know I said the other one, but this one clearly was a PlayStation game for a very long time. Until the third one, then they just flung on everything, and what a mess. See, I have no problem with this game. I'm surprised it's that low, to be fair, but yeah. Monster Hunter World, yeah, not a PlayStation exclusive. That's an Envy platform, to my knowledge, almost, isn't it? So yeah, we can put should not be on here in this. I mean, if I was going to pick one of the early Monster Hunters, I would have understood that rating. It wouldn't be on, should be on here, but they obviously only was PlayStation, but they picked one that clearly wasn't designed for PlayStation. Or PSP. It even mentioned PSP in it, so why didn't they pick a PSP? Ugh. Yeah, of course I didn't pick the right ones. Medal of Honor Frontline. See, yeah, was that one a PlayStation? I don't know if that was a PlayStation one. If it was only PlayStation, I'm not 100% sure of that. Oh yeah, I haven't been clicking the games I've played list, have I? But it's only gonna go up 2. So right. See, I guess that would count. I mean, when most people think Medal of Honor, they really think PlayStation. So yeah, I guess so. It was, even though it wasn't available just for that system, it did start on that system at least. The people that was Hotline Miami's a PC game, so I don't know why that's originally a PC game. Why is that listed? Yeah, they could put that into not a PlayStation game. I don't know why it's here. I'm going to put Binding of Isaac in there. I mean, it's on PlayStation. It's probably better than that. It might be. Right, whatever. Killzone 2. Yep, that actually was a PlayStation 2 game, so that's perfectly fine being in this list. Controversial. Yeah, because it had made up. It's interesting most of this conversation about it. They're talking about the fake CGI trailer more than the gameplay of the game, which sums up how memorable this game must be. When most people remember it for a fake trailer than they do the gameplay these days, which is kind of sad, isn't it? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Technically not a console-only game, because they always said it was going to come out in other things, so also, I guess it shouldn't be on this list, because we all know it's never going to permanently stay on PlayStation, because, that's true. It's only originally on PlayStation because Sony threw money at it, so it shouldn't be count. Ridge Racer Type 4, now, I'm pretty sure that was a PlayStation-only game, so I'm fine with that being on this list. I don't know why Ridge Racer 4 of all things, but they picked that one. I don't know, I'm not a car guy, so Returnal. The game is just basically Binding. That's basically, that game was originally PlayStation. Is it any PlayStation? No, it's PC now as well, so yeah. I don't know. I never played it. Not really interested in it either, to be fair. I'll just stick with Binding of Isaac. Whatever. Driver. Yep, that originally was a PlayStation only game. Yeah, that's correct there. And yes, they mentioned the stupid car part, stupid tutorial, which poorly designed tutorial. Technically, it was on PC as well, but at the same time, more people had consoles at the time than PCs. So I'm gonna, I could put it as a game I've played list at least. Not got very far into it because I could never get past the stupid car part properly, but yeah. Little Big Planet. Yeah, definitely a PlayStation series. I mean, the real PlayStation series has only ever been on PlayStation. Really cool. Left PlayStation was a platform game. It didn't have the character creation and level creation. Which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad that they never made an actual proper PC version where you could share levels and all that. But that's Sony for you. They'd rather remake Horizon again. Yakuza 0. Is that even that's on PC as well, isn't it? Yeah, I've got yeah, totally a PlayStation exclusive. That innit? It's on Luna. I don't even know what it's on Luna or whatever that is. But, you know, I've never played the game. I'll probably play the game series sometime, but that's not the original game series, is it? So it was originally PlayStation game. Need for Speed Underground 2. That's probably was a multi-platform game. Yes, of course it was. Because the Need for Speed a multi-platform game, so does not belong in this list because it's not. It's multi-platform. It's always the series always has been multi-platform. Helldivers 2. Okay, why is this higher than Ape Escape? See, Ape Escape's way more important than Helldivers. So, I know this number could mean nothing, but yeah, whatever. Legendary Kane Soul Reaver. Yep, it's all right game. And the correct it really was originally mostly a PlayStation game, wasn't it, originally? Moved some things later on, but yeah, I'm okay with this being in this list. Prince of Persia Sands of Time, that was on multiple platforms, that was never on PlayStation. I'm not surprised at that whatsoever. It's an alright game, though, I guess. Bully, yeah, that really was only PlayStation for a few years, wasn't it, before it got remade, so yes, fine being on this list. Oh yeah, that was a stupid European name of it, Canon Edit, because stupid people saw the name Bully and thought it were a game about serial killers or some nonsense. It was stupid, right? Katamari Dynasty. Now, why have they picked the first game? That's such an odd choice. I mean, yes, the first game was PlayStation 1 or 2 only, so I get that, but we love Katamari, or Reheart Katamari was the more liked one. Also, it was the first one Europeans could play, because we could never play the original one until it got remade a few years back. So yeah, I could put that as a game played list. I played lots of them games. Yeah, it's a great game, so Devil May Cry, yeah, I played that game. I'm not very good at it, but yeah, Devil May Cry, nothing against Devil May Cry being on this game. One of the early PlayStation games I played. Nothing against this game whatsoever. Right. Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, I don't know why. Is this game worthy to be on this list? I mean, technically the game didn't have an ending or really was even finished. Technically, was it? So you've got an unfinished game, so yeah, another thing that should be listed. Rocket League. That's a free-to-play game. I mean, yeah, people seem to only remember it when people forget about it. Originally, this started as a PlayStation game. But yeah, I guess I guess I'll give it a pass. Destiny. No, Destiny deserves to be on no greatest game list of all time. So I guess. Also, can you even play the first Destiny anymore? Well, maybe you can. I mean, that's insulting to think Parappa the Rapper is lower than Destiny. That's just an insult, because that is an actual proper PlayStation series. Ugh. Also, Unjamalami is a better game. Why did you pick Unjamalami? The sequel was so much better. Nothing against Parappa though. Hitman World of Assassination. Yeah, again, not a multi-platform game. Don't know why it's listed here. Don't know why it's listed here. It's always been multi-platform to my knowledge as well. Assassin's Creed. Yep, that's also multi-platform because there's no way the Assassin's Creed game will never be on PlayStation. I actually think there is one in there. There's like the 2D platform ones. Actually, nothing there even. Never mind. Nope, they're not even. So, nope, nothing goes into another. Shouldn't be here list. Metal Gear Solid again. Really? We're going to list every single Metal Gear Solid game in this list because that's kind of pathetic and sad if you do. Is Kingdom Hearts 1 going to be listed soon because they're running out of ideas? See, I can sort of get why this is on here. This should be on here. Metal Gear Solid 5 shouldn't. That should have been booted off the list. It deserves to be on here. For what it did at the time. Metal Gear Solid 5, no. Journey. I says I go, well, I could put it as a game played, but I didn't get very far in it. I got kind of bored of it, but whatever. It counts as a game I played. Journey, sometimes a game I've never played, but I don't know how I've not played it, but I just haven't. Bit of an odd concept of a game, but it's kind of high up in a list like this. Oh, look, Crash Bandicoot's in here. Well, I'm glad it gets in here. We're not even halfway through the list. I mean, you think you'd be a bit right at the bottom of the list, wouldn't you? So this is how most people want to think PlayStation think Crash Bandicoot, but I guess according to the people who made this video, no, made this list, they don't. So, yeah. No, I think more people play Ghost of Tsushima. Or is it Tsushima? I don't know, but yeah, not sure why this is higher than Crash Bandicoot. Not my kind of game either, to be fair, but whatever. Next one. Final Fantasy 9. I'm going to list every single Final Fantasy here. I've nothing against this being in this list. I mean, it's a good game. Even though I admit I've not played much of it myself, but yep, Final Fantasy 9. And yep. Perfectly fine, acceptable is Batman Arkham City. Yeah, we know Batman game at the end of it. I'm going to pick Batman forever, aren't I? But yeah, again, also multi-platform games, so it gets put into the shouldn't be in this list category because it was always a multi-platform game and never PlayStation. Vagrant Story. Yep, that's perfectly fine being on this list. I guess I'm not a game I've played, mind you. It looked pretty nice though. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Well, of course this is going to be in there somewhere, isn't it? I realised that was a stupid name. It's Marvel Spider-Man 2. What do you think? Do people know? Is there a game called Spider-Man 2 already? I mean, I don't know. Not a game I've played. That should not be a surprise whatsoever to most people. So, yeah. The Walking Dead. Which Walking Dead? Oh, that. You see, that's the problem. You say The Walking Dead. Is the game called The Walking Dead? Because no. See, it's actually called Telltale's The Walking Dead, so it should be number 51 Telltale's The Walking Dead, because there's loads of games called based on The Walking Dead. And they all have The Walking Dead in the title, so it's a bit of a stupid named thing. Yeah, again, it's also multi-platform, so doesn't. I've played a bit of it though, so I can't put it down into the played a bit of list. I don't see. There's no problem with really being in the list. I don't know. This is not. If you're talking about PlayStation only games, nobody thinks this one. Think PlayStation because they run everything. Grand Theft Auto 3 now. Yeah, that's an actual PlayStation game. Why is it only 50? You think something like that would be in the 20s? I mean, it's probably one of the most important games for the PlayStation 2 history-wise. No, it's only in 50 in this one. So, yeah, say no against that one being there. Final Fantasy Tactics. That's an odd choice, isn't it? Well, it won't be. Well, guarantee Europeans probably didn't play this because I don't think we got to play it on PS1 because Square didn't like us at the time. Yay, and that's one over with. Anyway, I'd say it deserves to be on my list. Demon Souls. Which version of Demon Souls? Oh, the Demon's. See, that's the problem. I mean the remake of Demon's Souls. They should have said brackets remake, because both of them are just called Demon's Souls. Or put a year after it, because of course we're going to see loads of these Dark Souls games now, aren't we? Because people are obsessed with these things. Well, it's still a PlayStation anyone, so for the time it's made, God of War 2. Makes sense to be on here. Yep, God of War 2 completely makes sense to be on here. I'm going to pick 2 and not 3 though. I don't know. To me, I've not really played much of them, but if I'm going to play a God of War game, I'm going to play one of these early ones, not one of the more recent ones, because they look really boring to me. Chrono Cross. Wasn't this game a complete failure at the time? People hated it because it looks different than the previous game and all that. Yeah, again, another game never released in Europe for forever because Square didn't like us. So I don't know if that. I mean, it's PlayStation only though, so it counts. Metal Gear Solid again. See, yeah, should not be really listed. Well, actually, yeah, this started off as a PSP game, so I'll give them 1 for this because this actually did start off as a PSP game. So this did start off as a PSP game, so I'll allow it. Yeah, again, a game I only played for a bit because I got kind of bored of it. Guitar Hero 3. No, this should not be listed because Guitar Hero 3 on the PS2 is crap. It was FMV cutscenes to my knowledge, and it was the downgraded version compared to any other version of the console of the game. Also, if they're going to pick a PlayStation Guitar Hero game, you pick Guitar Hero, the original, which was PlayStation only. Guitar Hero 3 was multi-platform, so goes list down to should not be on this list. Because you picked the wrong game in the series. It might be the more important one, but it's still the wrong game. Wipeout XL, yeah, that's definitely a PlayStation only game series there, so that one's acceptable to be listed here. XL's a rubbish name though. The European name, Wipeout 2097, is way better. Hilarious if the reason why it's called XL in America is because they literally thought Americans would read the title 2097 and think they were missing thought it was the 2097th game in the series. Not that it came out in the year 1997. Actually, it came out in 1996, according to this. Yeah, they must think people are really stupid, that's all I can say. Time Space 2. Was that a game? No, it wasn't. No. Actually, what Time Space 2 was? No, Time Space 1 was PS2 only, wasn't it? Not a game series I've played much of, to be fair. Yep, that's that. I can see why it's in this list. Important for the PlayStation. Well, some of these games listed here. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2? I don't know why this is here, but see, they can't put the original Titanfall. The original Titanfall was only for Xbox. So yeah, well, they admit something. People say this game's actually good, but you know, I'd only play it for single player anyway, so I don't care about the multiplayer. So maybe it does deserve in this list, but 2 first-person shooters next to each other. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Nothing. The 40 is pretty low for this game. It's like the most light Grand Theft Auto game. I've seen only number 40. You know the game I played myself, but I've seen plenty of people play it. It's not my kind of game, to be fair. But whatever. It's a... Yep, it definitely should be in this list by far, but it seems way too low in this list for this kind of game. Astrobot. Well, I'm surprised. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised this guy's here, but it's probably the most recent game in this list, isn't it? It's only a few months old, this. 30 years survival to likes of Mario. Well, that's kind of a lie. Don't Ape Escape count? Sony had platform games before Astrobot. Where's Jumping Flash in this list, anyway? Is he going to show up in this list? That game hasn't showed up yet, has it? So, yeah. Tomb Raider. Yeah, well, I mean, some people could argue that, yeah, this technically was a Saturn game first, but let's face it, the Saturn version was like a week or something ridiculous like that. So it might as well be a PlayStation exclusive. So I am not going to complain about it being in this list because Tomb Raider definitely deserves to be in this list. When people think PlayStation, they think Tomb Raider. Let's just Uncharted 4. Why? It's just going to pick the fourth game. Why not the first? Is there a reason why they pick the fourth? I don't know. Well, yeah, it's a PS1 game. It's a game, all right. It's not one of my kind of game, but a lot of people like it, so I'm fine with it being here. To be fair, Nier Automata. See, they should have put the original. They should have put Drakengard in here. Well, you know, everyone forgets that exists, don't they? So, yeah, Nier Automata. Never played the game. Also, I'm going to count it as not a PlayStation. Should it be here? Because it was always multi-platform. I don't know if it was always multi-platform, but it is now. So, you don't need a PlayStation to play this. You do need a PlayStation to play the games like the story found it called Drakengard, though. Burnout Free Takedown. Yeah, never played the game. Also, not a PlayStation only game, is it? So, 14. It doesn't. Yep, but not only a PlayStation game, still multi-platform. Dishonored 2, also multi-platform. Why is this listed? Nobody when they thinks this thinks PlayStation. Nobody thinks PlayStation. Or can it? Yes. Now this was actually originally a PS2 game that sold probably poorly because it wasn't very well advertised, but it's just a shame. It's the game I own, but I've yet to play because that's me for you. Not like I've got anything against it or anything. Yeah, it deserves to be here. I'm surprised it's that high up though, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I would have picked 3 myself. I thought 3 was like more than 2, but whatever. I mean, 2 and 3 I really liked games, so yeah, again, it's not really a PlayStation exclusive as such, is it? To be fair, I mean, wasn't it on loads of platforms? Yeah, I'll count it as one though, because most people wouldn't think Tony Hawk think PlayStation, especially these are 1, 2, and 3 anyway. Yeah, right. So Final Fantasy X, like only 31. Surprised this is that low. Yeah, this game deserves to be in there. Final Fantasy X was probably, if you ask me, the last like pure Final Fantasy before Square basically nearly went bankrupt because they made that weird animated Final Fantasy movie that had barely anything to do with Final Fantasy. Aside having a guy called Sid in it, that's the only, yeah, Final Fantasy Spirits wouldn't even wonder what I'm talking about. After that, yeah, then they get weird ones like FF2 and I don't know, for some reason the games after that, which not as good as this one. I still think this was the last best Final Fantasy game. So yeah, it's fine. Suikoden 2. Yeah, but it's a decent game, but it's kind of strange it's that high up because here's the thing, barely anyone played this when it was new. This was a game which barely anyone owned because RPGs were not popular at the time, so it's kind of a surprise it's this high up on this list, to be fair. It was only PlayStation for a very long time though, so I'm going to leave it there. So yeah, it's Resident Evil. Yeah, you pick. Okay, so but that's not a screenshot of Resident Evil on the PS1. That's the remake, the original on the GameCube. But then you put the screenshot of the of the PS1. You really couldn't find artwork of the PS1 version. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna allow Resident Evil to be listed because it's that on the PS1. That's the series it's most well known for. Well, when you're talking about the very first game, it is anyway, so yeah, that's fine. They should put Resident Evil 1 though, and just Resident Evil, because that makes it sound like the entire series is PlayStation when it never was. Mass Effect 2. Yeah, I've never played any of these games. Also, I'm going to list it as a... Should it be on here because it was multi-platform. This game was never PlayStation only, to my knowledge, so... Tekken 3, yeah. Maybe I could put another game I played. Yeah, Tekken 3 definitely deserves to be on there. It was the best free fighting game. Was the best fighting game pretty much on the PS1. It deserves to be on this list. It's crazy when you look at it, when you look at the first Tekken game, compare that and play that after how massively improved they've been on the same system. Right, God of War Ragnarok. Ugh. Of course, it's why God of War again. No, this is boring God of War. No. PlayStation fans will be going, oh, we need this in this list, but I don't care shit about this game. Persona 5 Royal. Why Royal? Shouldn't it be Persona 5? I mean, yeah, this was originally a PS1, PS2. Actually, technically it was a PS2 game, wasn't it? Very late. No, it wasn't PS2. It was a very late PS3 game, wasn't it? But it got delayed so much. It ended up. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it deserves to be on this list. I don't think it deserves to be this high, though, to be fair. But modern, you know, there's going to be modern bias there. Resident Evil 4 2023. See, so why is it specifically Resident Evil 4, the 2023 version? Is it going... Okay, why that version of all things? I mean, technically, you can't put the... Technically, I don't think this game should be even listed because it never was a PlayStation exclusive, was it? Never was a PlayStation exclusive. Even despite being a good game, it doesn't really deserve to be in here because you've already got Resident Evil on the list. Stop picking the same series. There's so many game series I've not seen mentioned yet, and they're not going to get mentioned, are they, probably? Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You put all 3 PS2 Grand Theft Autos in the list, so that's just lazy. See, that's just lazy. Yeah, sorry, but no. Nothing wrong with the game itself, but it's just lazy having the same. Portal 2, that's a PC game. So, yeah. Nobody thinks PlayStation and thinks Portal 2. Nobody. Shouldn't be here. Call of Duty Modern 4, wonder we? Yeah, again, not a PlayStation game. Not a PlayStation game. It's just a regular game. Silent Hill 2. Also, well, yeah, actually they're on about the PS2 version here. So yeah, this makes sense. I mean, technically, yes, it did have an Xbox and a PC version, but most people didn't own them. I have no problem with this being on this list. This is fine being on the list. I don't know if it should be this high up. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is still the same as Demon Souls, essentially, isn't it? So, yeah. Also, I'm gonna say yeah, this is allowed because it technically was originally PS3 only, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm allowing that. Gran Turismo 3. Free? I wonder why they picked 3. I don't know. We know Gran Turismo will be here somewhere, but at least they decided to pick one of the older ones, not the more modern online only ones, which seem considerably worse than the previous ones by what I've read and all junk and stuff in them. Yeah, leave it. Persona 4 Golden was a PlayStation game for an all time. The thing is, my problem with this is Persona 5 should have been only one of the Personas should have been included. I mean, you shouldn't include. You didn't have to put both in the same list. It's a bit overkill, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad game or anything, is it? But at the same time, yeah. No mention of Persona 3 though. The Witcher 3, that's a PC game, so let's put that. Let's go to 20. That's a PC game. That's not a console game. I mean, you can play it on a console, but it's probably designed for PC originally anyway, so yeah. Oh, another Metal Gear Solid game, seriously guys. How many Metal Gear Solid games? There's like 4, you put like 5 in the list so far, which is ridiculous. There's more game series on PlayStation than Metal Gear Solid. I mean, yeah, this one was. Weirdly enough, they say this one was PS2 only. Actually, that's technically a lie, isn't it? Because it's not PS2 only, because it got remade on the 3DS. I'm going to allow it to be on the list though, because yeah, it was a PlayStation 2 exclusive for quite some time though. So, see, this was made years ago, so never be on this. But 14, it should be in the top 10. That's an insult. A game entire genre, but no. Yeah, no problem with this game in the list. I mean, it was originally a PS1 game, so yep. That's what I have played. Right. Yeah, it's probably the best game on this list so far, gameplay-wise, anyway. Yep. Of course this is in here, because it has been envy list ever made. I mean, I've never played the game, but I don't know if it's that good. Right? I think probably people overrating stuff, but whatever. Well, I'm surprised. Wait, wasn't this game... Oh yeah, so let's put the game that no one hate. Don't say they're going to put Last of Us 2 in number 10. First one in there in this list as well. I mean... it says where you put a game at least most people didn't like the story of, but to me it's not. It's a masterstroke. What winding? An ambitious swing? Is that a pun? Yeah, I expect video games to be fun, not games just to wind you up like this does. So yeah, so I just wouldn't even put it. Oh, Resident Evil. Why is? You see, I wouldn't have put this in this list at all because this was never a platform. So, yeah, I'm going to put that down as it doesn't belong in this list because also if you're going to put Resident Evil in there, you should just stick. You should have just stuck the original version of 2 in there, and that's it. It's like why is 1, 2? Yeah, I really don't know. Now this does not deserve to be. No, that's definitely not deserve to be in this list because 1, that's a PC game, and 2, I'm not giving quality of the game or anything, but calling that the best PlayStation game ever made when it clearly wasn't made for PCs and it wasn't made for any platform in general. To my knowledge, is stupid. That shouldn't be in this top 10. That should Symphony of the Night should be replacing this. I'm sorry, but. This is too modern to be a higher than list. Grand Theft Auto game. No, this doesn't belong. Doesn't deserve to be 9th place. No, it doesn't. It's just Grand Theft Auto again, isn't it? Stop copying the same game. This is getting really boring now, isn't it? It's just going to be the same repeats over and over again, isn't it? Uncharted again. But why have you got 2 Uncharted's on the same list? Just put 1. Yeah, again, pointless thing, and should not be there. Not a Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, that's not a PlayStation exclusive, to my knowledge. Right, put that as it. No, wrong in there. Yeah, ports of once again. Final Fantasy 7. You've got Final Fantasy 7 game in these twice. Don't say the remake's a massively different game. They're both based on technically the same story. Even though they are quite different. They're both Final Fantasy 7 technically, aren't they? So it's cheating. Yeah, again. It deserves to be in this list more than the remake does. The remake should not even be on this listing. Oh, when you've got the original included, so. Oh, come on, seriously. You put this crap as number 5 in the best PlayStation games. This game that just wants to be a film. Ugh. Yeah, boy, of course. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. What? Really? Shadow of the Colossus? Okay, that's such a strange choice to pick so high up. I mean, no one played this game when it came out. But also, which versions are they talking about? They're talking about the original here? Yeah, they're talking about the PS2 original. Which is strange. So they're not going to pick Ico. I thought maybe more people liked Ico, the game before it, than this. Well, that's not going to get picked, is it? It was a weird choice. Well, this is a PlayStation only game, so Bloodborne, of course. Yeah, well, it's only PlayStation only just because they won't stick on anything else. So yeah, I'm not really interested in the game anyway, but it just looks kind of frustrating. But it will come out on console eventually, so I don't think it deserves to be number 3. They had God of War, so we're only allowed 1 of the original God of War games on this, but 2 of the modern ones. Why? Ugh, this list is missing so much in stuff, isn't it? I give it credit, at least they have focus a list full of thousands of multiplayer only games on it. The only one is Rocket League, so I give them at least some credit for that part. That's about it. Metal Gear Solid. Really, guys. That is not the best PS1 game of all time. I mean, yes, it was originally on the PS1, and I get why it's here, but calling it the best game of all time. Ugh. This list is rubbish. There's so many bad choices in this list. It's like, okay, where's Jumping Flash? You know, it was like the first-person platform game. Not mentioned. Oh, loads of games I like and know. Where's Gradius 5? Why is there no Space Shooters? Where's R-Type Final? Where's Neo Contra Shattered Soldier? The Red Star. There's lots of amazing games just on the PlayStation alone, and they're not a single Yu-Gi-Oh game. Why is Yu-Gi-Oh! Julius of the Roses not in this list? It deserves it more than 3 different versions of God of War. This list is... Where's Drakengard? I mean, if you're going to put stuff like Shadow of the Colossus in there, nobody bought in the list, I hope. I mean, might as well. This list is... I've heard seen worse list, but at the same time, a lot of PlayStation games are missing. Why is Crash Bandicoot only listed once, but you put Resident Evil on like 5 times? And they're more multi-platform version games as well. They're not even ones that you can only buy on PlayStation. It's like going... There's so many PlayStation games that exist, and they just ignored them and picked multi-platform games. Which is like, why? Honestly, this list would be very different now than stuff like Lasso won't even list, because they'll be like right at the bottom. Metal Gear Solid 1 is not the best game on the PlayStation 1. Swap that with Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because hilariously enough, and this is true, Americans would have never got Metal Gear Solid if it wasn't for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because Sony of America didn't want to sell that game because it was 2D, and Konami forced them to, otherwise they said they won't give them Metal Gear. So yeah. And we've finished the stream, unfortunately. That's going to be the end of the stream, because I don't want it to go on too long. So that's going to be the end of that. So yeah, what a message! What a disappointing thing. I mean, there's definitely some recency bias in this thing, that's for sure. Most people have clearly not played much of the PlayStation library, especially the PS2 and the PS1 library, and they frankly ignored the PSP altogether. The only PSP game in this entire list was Loco Roco. I think the only Vita one was Tearaway. Like, that's all you could find, one game. Yep, no Gravity Rush in the list. It's like going, how's that not there? It's published by Sony. Yeah, what a messy list. And that's going to be the end of the stream anyway, because I've gone through the entire list. So thanks everyone for commenting, and thank you for watching, and there'll be more videos coming soon.